Hey everyone, it's Cheryl from Teaching 2 and 3-year-olds. If you haven't painted with tinted glue yet, you're in for a real treat. This is something I have been doing a lot lately with my toddlers and preschoolers, and I want to share why. But first, if you're new to my channel, I'm Cheryl and I have been teaching 2 and 3-year-olds for over 25 years, and I started a website, teaching2and3year-olds.com, oh gosh, about 13, 14, 15, actually maybe even 16 years ago. I've lost track. And through that website, I decided to start sharing on social media and starting this YouTube channel so that I could reach even more teachers. So today, I want to talk about tinted glue. Now, I just assumed this was something that everybody knew about. I first did this actually when my son was a toddler at the kitchen table over 30 years ago. So of course, when I got into the classroom, I kept doing it. But one of my recent additions has been to do it in a squeeze bottle, because I was having a chat with Deborah Stewart from Teach Preschool, and hopefully you all know her. She has a wonderful website called Teach Preschool, and we were talking and she was sharing how much she loved using squeezable glue, that's glue in bottles, because it's such a great fine motor activity. So I'm going to show you how I tint it, why I love it, and how we use it in our artwork. You're going to want to have these bottles of glue. Now, buying these all the time gets spendy. It's not the most economical way. So when I finish a bottle, I refill it using a jug, because this is definitely a cheaper way of doing it. So then all you do is you just put this on here, funnel on there, and then you just pour the glue in and you fill it just like that. And that has saved us quite a bit of money. So we first asked for glue bottles in our school supply list at the beginning of the year. So tinted glue, it's just like this. You've got your bottle of glue, and then you're going to tint it whatever color you want. And right now it's full. And then I just take some tempera paint and I just squeeze it in. And how much you put in there, it just depends on how strong you want it. And it sits at the top. And as the children are squeezing, it will start to mix around. But you might find that as the glue goes down and you're about halfway, you may need to add a little bit more to keep that color going. You can also use liquid watercolors, and this is another way of doing it. Either way, it will tint the glue. Here is our orange. We just got done doing that, using this for Halloween harvest. Pumpkins, you can't really see it too much on this, but we used the orange on our little seeds that we used for with our pumpkins. And then I just made a batch of brown tinted glue, because this week we are going to be doing a collage on acorns. So what I wanted to talk about was, first of all, I love to do collages because children can add what they want, small pieces, and it's a great way to use the glue bottle. So when you're first starting out, showing your children how to use these, you want to make sure this is up, and then you want to make sure that they understand that they have to keep holding it down, because one of the frustrations that the 2-year-olds get is that they might be holding like this and it's not coming out quite yet. They have to hold it down. I tell them to use 2 hands, and I tell them to squeeze just like this. So you can see the brown on there as they're squeezing it. The other thing you want to tell them is to make sure, I always say, make the glue dance so that it's moving all around, because what they want to do, they want to just hold it in one spot and then it puddles. And a lot of people, a lot of teachers, what their fear is that all of a sudden they're going to just have all this glue overflowing because we're letting them just squeeze it. But I have found, for the most part, younger children just don't have the hand strength to get that much glue out. But if you do see that it's coming out really quickly, you can always close it down a little bit. So just close it down just a little bit so then you get a thinner stream coming out. And then you just want to, again, keep encouraging them to make the glue dance. What I love about using glue bottles is that it is a great way to work the fine motor skills, because literally when you see them pressing, you can actually see the tips of their fingers are white because they're really pressing to get that glue out. And it's also great for hand-eye coordination because they're really focusing on where their glue is landing, especially as they get older. They're really focusing more on where it's landing on the paper. And the reason why I love to tint it is because they can see it better. So as they're squeezing the glue on their papers, you can really see it. Now, if this was not tinted, this glue would be the same color as the paper. And so they wouldn't see it as much. This really gives it more of a visual. They can really see where the glue is landing, and it also looks like paint when it dries. So it's another way to add color to your artwork. So that is why I love using the glue in the bottles. If you have a student who simply just does not care to do the glue bottle, at that point you can pour the glue mixture into a little container and they can brush it on. But I have yet to find a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old who does not like squeezing the glue out. In fact, even my students who really aren't that crazy about doing art, when they see me bring the glue bottles out, they come running over because they love the action. They love the pressing, they love the moving it around, they just love the physical feeling of just really getting in there and making that glue come out. Once they have the glue on, then they will press their pieces on. And I like to give them a variety of pieces that they can choose from. Got a little bit of string here that they can put on, and we have little pom-poms that they can press, and all of this is using their fingers, which is good fine motor. And they just put those pieces on just like that. And you can do collages on any shape of paper. You can do them so that they're on, like we are here, with the specific fall shape, which is an acorn, or you can just use a regular size piece of paper. You can do it all year round. And you also can use 2 different colors. So once they're done with one color, offer them another. So they're putting different colors on there too. So again, this is a great addition to your art table for collages or anything else that you want them when they're doing any glue work. And one more thing I wanted to mention, because I just thought of it now. When your children are first learning how to use glue, they might not get it at first that their pieces have to go where the glue is. So they'll often just put their pieces anywhere, and then I always just kind of shake it and say, oh, it didn't stick. We need to remember, press the paper where there's glue. And the other thing that I find that 2-year-olds like to do, especially when they're first starting to make collages, is once they stick the pieces on, they want to pull them back off. To them, it's just like, oh, okay, I stuck it on, now I take it off. Sometimes they'll stick it back on, sometimes they'll peel it off. It doesn't matter. This is their work, however they want to do it. It's the experience that matters. Another thing is that many times after they get the pieces on, then they'll want to use the glue again to put another piece on top, and so they start stacking. Now, when I first started doing this, I first gave them the glue, had them apply their glue, then I took their glue away, and then I gave them their pieces. But after watching them more carefully this year, I realized it's a whole nother level when they put their pieces on and then they put more glue on top. Because as I said, they like to layer it. They like to put one piece on top of another. I had one student who just kept piling them on, and that's okay, however they want to do it. Then when I'm done, I just put the colors into a baggie, like all my browns are in here, so that I know when I go to do an artwork, what color do I want to use. And when we're done with one activity, I put it away in our cabinet, And then when I go to do another activity, I'll pull it out and it's ready to be used again. So that's it. That is how easy it is to tint your glue and use it for collage work or any type of work that you're doing that you're gluing paper together at the art table. Please make sure to click like and subscribe because that really helps my channel. Thanks for watching.